Last time 1-0 lost to a Night Elf, by the way, was against Life on the 6th of April. Not too long ago. Doesn't sound too bad. But beside that, there were, I'm counting right now, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the last 10 games. Outside of that, 1-0 all won. And the funny thing is, when he lost to Life, in the games he lost, that was the game, I kid you not, where there was not a single Frostworm in the game. So he has close to 100% win rate with Frostworms right now. It is kind of insane. This is the incredible strategy right now that is terrorizing the Night Elves on ladder a little bit, but especially in tournament play in the hands of 1-0. And the insane thing is, it's only really 1-0 playing it, despite how good it's looking. Happy doesn't really play it. I've seen him try it sometimes, and in his hands, it seems to look a lot worse. Labby, a little bit more inactive at the moment. But 1-0, he is the trailblazer right now with this strategy. And yeah, this is a big, big puzzle for all the L's at the moment.
Yeah, Labby tournament inactive, but number 1 on the KK ladder. So he is getting his games in, maybe cooking up some new strats for when he returns. Demon Hunter by LAWLIET, no Warden, no Tavern Hero shenanigans, no fast expansion with the Fire Lord. Very standard thus far, and standard is there for a reason, because it usually works the best. If you have the micro of a life, you can deal with the undead, but also life has fallen to the undeads recently. For me, the question is, how sharp is LAWLIET and how many risks will he take? Since a couple of years ago, it feels like I have to push the envelope, I have to push the envelope, I have to be greedy and risky, and that risk oftentimes backfires. So will the staffs be on time? Will the potions be on time? Will the TPs be on time? Will he play this a little safer than usual? Then a top shape LAWLIET might have a chance.
We have to see longer into the game to really make a judgment there. How good the shape is. So far, it's an easy early game. Both creeping pretty well, both progressing fairly nicely. Demon Hunter here got some decent items, 2 small ones to start things off. First opportunity for a bit of a creep jack, some detonates maybe, some ghoul kills maybe. Could go for a double detonate here. Not doing it at the moment, got 1 ghoul. Mana burn is ready. Might get a second ghoul here. Good start. But the demon now pretty hurt. Will have to fall back at some point.
Alrighty, LAWLIET fighting. He qualified for this by eliminating Colorful in the round prior. There he was down 0-2, by the way. And if we think back to Super League, we had a lot of game 5s for LAWLIET, and he lost them all in Super League 6. Series that was against Colorful. He was able to create a reverse sweep, so maybe a little indicator that LAWLIET at the moment is a fierce competitor. Love that detonate, burning the mana right when the coil was ready, getting a skeleton there as well, even though it looked a little slow-ish. 1-0, good inventory. Demon Hunter, good inventory. So far, so competitive.
And when other undeads are playing here, we might be wondering, hey, this could be a Naga second play, and things might get very aggressive, and we might look for some kills early on in tier 2. But 1-0 being 1-0, playing this strat that I mentioned before with the worms, most likely it's going to go Lich here, play a very passive mid game, and then the worm timing can be crazy. It's about 10 minutes 30 to 11 minutes usually. Worm comes out, Destroyer ready, Frenzy ready, Dual Hero. You picked up a couple of items, and yeah, I am very curious to see what the response is going to be. If it is that strat, or has something perhaps changed in 1-2-0's approach. I don't expect it, but we'll see. Very passive creeping so far, just both getting up to 3 easily, and Moonjuice should heal up this demon again.
Right on. So, slippers for the DK, obviously not as great as it would have been for the Demon Hunter, but very good news for LAWLIET. I think that he gets to level 3, that he gets that level 2 mana burn in. So far, the rhythm is really, really good. 1-0 with the Naga. Always a little sign of confidence to me when I see 1-0 with the Naga. Against people who he deems stronger than him in micro, I think he refrains from doing so. Goes Lich, rather, and gets off the map for a while till the Lich is there and he can fight again. But looks like in a one-on-one against LAWLIET, he does seem comfortable, but maybe that backfires now.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised to see the Naga here. Normally you go Naga mainly when the demon is low level, meaning no level 3 yet, because now the Naga can be bullied by the demon pretty easy. That's the first point. And secondly, I've been raving about worms all day, but Naga means no worms. Naga means triple hero with a lich later on, and then normally there's no time, there's no resources to afford that worm, usually. So I think this is 1-0 playing without the Frost Dragons. And I think that immediately makes things a lot easier for LAWLIET.
Looking so far so good. A couple of ghoul kills. The more ghouls you kill early, the lesser ghouls will hit you with the tier 3 timing. And it's only 5 of them. That is surely doable. We can test the mid spot now with the Ancient of War going down. That is obviously not the biggest deal. Hurts a little bit with creeping, takes some moon juice away, but it's nothing essential that he needs for the late game. We see by 1-0 boots on the Naga. That is a very, very happy-esque play so far.
Yeah, you need him. Whenever you play Naga against the Night Elf, you need him. Otherwise, you're just going to get run down by the Demon Hunter and die. So this is basically the insurance policy. And if the Demon was level 2 only, the Naga could fight back way better. But as we obviously see, the Demon get level 3 early on, which 1-0 saw. So honestly, I feel like this is not really the best build that 1-0 is playing here. But maybe he is trying to discover something new. Maybe he doesn't trust in the worms anymore. We'll see that perhaps answered throughout the series here.
Could be a map thing, of course, as well. Very deterministic, these maps. This is a very brawly map. Maybe he thinks he doesn't have the time. Fiends are coming in. LAWLIET's tech is looking good. The scouting also got some wisp on the map. I oftentimes criticize LAWLIET for being a little lazy when it comes to scouting and wisp rotation. But nothing to be seen there so far. Bears, Riju, tier 3, all coming together. I think this is all gonna come down to the very first fight of the game.
This brawl here could favor LAWLIET quite a bit. If you got the item seal here, that would have been sick. Quel'Thala's boot's gonna go to the DK. It's gonna be another ghoul kill. How many has it been? This early game produced so many ghoul kills. Only 4 are left. This is the stage where you wonder, is Frenzy even gonna be worth it? Well, if you bring all 4 ghouls, I guess it is. He's going for Frenzy. But this is actually a fantastic setup for LAWLIET to move into the tier 3 phase.
Agreed, agreed. Shop is coming up now. He was a little greedy in that regard. Didn't get his staff, but for the orb you absolutely need it. What's missing right now is a Naga level 3 for Fork Lightning level 2. But also the 1-0 Naga. Very under-leveled. Damage looks good. Riju is available now. Working on master training. I think a lot of people will be surprised by how well LAWLIET is doing so far.
Yeah, he's doing well. Honestly, if you've been looking very closely, though, at LAWLIET, at 1-0's early games lately, it might not surprise you. It perhaps should not surprise you too much, because 1-0 has played lots of Night Elves lately, and he's lost many early games lately, but then the worms would save him. But this game, there are no worms to save him. It has to be the triple hero, which can also do it, but those require some levels, unlike Frost Worms. Currently, the levels aren't looking that great. And this is almost a perfect setup for LAWLIET. Only thing missing is that level 3 Naga that you mentioned. But even without it, I would say this is a really good position that he has to try not to squander.
Very pretty pleased with the upgrades as well. Look at that. Ultra Vision for a long time and Wellspring before Dryad Dispel. There was no real need for Dryad Dispel because Lich is only out now. You want to dispel Frost Armor first and foremost. That is not available. So Wellspring will help a lot. A lot of Night Elves neglect that for whatever reason. We don't know. But whatever gets healed now can be recovered from. But 1-2-0 with a ruthless, vicious attack. Little bit of a creep check. Only against the green, but it was the perfect timing. The Demon Hunter was in the base to get the orb, and 1-2-0 pounces on that. Brutal assault.
Yep, and there goes the perfect early game. LAWLIET sadly making the mistake here of not properly checking. Speaking of Wisp scouting, by the way, there it was lacking. That was the first mistake. Secondly, there should have been the TP on the Naga. Is this still a winnable game for LAWLIET? He's down in supply right now. He's fighting 1 hero versus 3. Gonna TP out, trying to save the rest of the army. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. So much good work, so much good play. There it is. Squandered.
What a position by 1-2-0 though. To be out on the map like this Shop is not really contesting. He knew exactly what LAWLIET is doing. He wanted to force that fight early because of the power spike that is Ghoul Frenzy and Destroyer triple hero. And LAWLIET, yeah, the eyes not wide open, didn't check for the little passage if something's coming his way. Now, there is something coming his way, and that's a second base for 120, and that doesn't make things easier.
Yeah, to be honest, it was actually 3 mistakes, because he was also getting he was getting Skelly scouted, which he saw when creeping, and continues to go on creeping to the green cap, not having a TP. This was very sloppy, to be honest. And a good punish by 120. If 120 doesn't find that punish, he's going to be behind. Now, of course, catapults ahead.
Carp, thank you for the prime. So, what's the way back? It must be the Demon Hunter. Ring of Regen is available, okay. Orb is available, okay. But it's not like every right click does 100 damage at the moment. Naga, super well equipped. The DK kill also doesn't seem to be possible because of that Health Stone and Frost Armor and Invul Potion. Now the base is under attack. LAWLIET trying to squeeze in another creep spot. He gets that. Heal Potion and 4-3 heroes.
Hunter can absorb quite some damage over here. The Wellspring indeed helping out nicely. Invul plus Rejuve can be combined and should. And is. Okay, good hold here so far. LAWLIET has to remake Moonwells, by the way. LAWLIET's looking a bit slow today. He was never known to be the fastest APM player, but the scouting, the passing of items, the remaking of Moonwells, this is all a bit sluggish.
We're going for the DK now, trying to get in there. We both have the big potions. Nobody is too slow to get the lid off of that. Lich now, but also 120 prepared for that assault. So if hero focus was an option, he didn't check the inventory then, or 120 coming in way too prepared. Kind of rare to see a bear this late in the fight. Usually they're getting knocked out of their... Well, they don't wear shoes. They're getting knocked out very, very quickly. Now that is the case. LAWLIET down to only Dryads. He is trying to cheekily counter-expand, though, as a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, he scouted the Undead expansion, so he knows that there might be some time here for him to work with. But the supply deficit now, the disadvantage in this game, is clearly visible from the numbers, from the game state, from the army sizes. And a great Ghoul Scout as well, where 120 was trying to check for an expansion. It gets intercepted, but still he's going to have that in the back of his mind.
Well, well, well. 20 seconds left on that expo. What's the next step for 120? 20 food ahead. Demon Hunter scouts that expo okay, trying to get rid of some of these acolytes. And 120 is an upkeep, so not the full gold right now. If LAWLIET can create a stalemate and get a lot of mining going, that might be a way back.
Time is what he needs. Plenty of time. Big Night Elf army with Dryad Bears with lots of upgrades we have seen look very, very strong in this matchup and in others, also against human. Finally, there is a staff. The demon can be saved. But with that 20 supply lead, 120 could tear down the expansion easily if he once again goes down there. This position bottom right has been great for him. This is how he got the lead in this game. Might be also how he finishes the game.
Naga in a bit of trouble. Good dispels, good coils, as there should be. Demon Hunter did also a good job burning, but statue still in the hands of 120. And that means the heroes will be back to nukes in just a second. Invul potion on the Naga. Nice. No second invul available right now. 30 seconds for that. And a little bit of poison spread.
A-bombs now being added in. Very strong late game addition with Disease Cloud, which could be researched. I'm surprised 120's lumber is looking so good. Thinking back to the early game, there were only 4 ghouls left. 4 ghouls left in the frenzy push. He had 2 ghouls, if I remember right. I hate to be that guy, but I think I gotta say it. A player like Life would have never given away this early game. I'm a little bit worried for LAWLIET here, making such big mistakes late game. How much chance is he gonna have? He's gonna have to step it up, surely. Moving on, trying to steal the item. DK got it though. Legion Doomhorn, not too useful for him. LAWLIET trying to connect and do some damage, but the army size is just not very comparable right now.
But we got a Demon Hunter that might carry this thing eventually, but he needs a little bit of support there. 1-0. I oftentimes say it, the first game is oftentimes his weakest. Here he looks rock solid after that early game. Even the TP after the Fork Lightning, brilliantly done, super quick, great execution. The burrows also frame perfect. Very good execution by Mr. Necromancer, and so far that is a Chinese wall that LAWLIET can't climb over.
Yeah, there's too many things missing moving towards the late game. In the early game, he looked so crisp. He looked so good. But of course, the game is a lot easier when you only have, 4 units to micro and take care of and not to consider creepjack so much. If you get a fast level 3 Demon Hunter, the first couple of minutes in the game are pretty easy for you. But yeah, when Frenzy comes around, triple hero, creepjacks and so on, there's more things to consider. Also some macro decisions. I mentioned the late Moonwell earlier, that was another small thing. Not bringing in the dust in the late game fights against the Burrow, another small thing. There's lots of these small things right now that LAWLIET is supposed to do but isn't doing.
Double mana pot. We don't have invul potions. We don't have a health stone anymore. So maybe a Hail Mary. Maybe a lucky punch as a birthday gift from his former teammate, as they were part of the new B team. Repaired is not enough. The firepower of the undead way too much. We gotta pray, cross our hearts, and see what this Demon Hunter is able to do.
Destroys against the bears. The magic damage take him out pretty quickly. Dryad's trying to snipe the fiends, but taking fire in return. Quite a bit of fire. Also, the Demon Hunter is bringing that fire, putting in a bit more damage. It's kind of neat. But he's going to be running out of mana burn soon against level 5. Death Knight. Wonder doesn't even have to fight here, but he says, let's fight. Whatever. He claims it. 1-0. GG is called. And that is a chance that LAWLIET gave away here. Sadly, hopefully he's going to be able to build towards another chance on the following maps. It is a keeper opening.
Well, if you expect your opponent to expand, then Keeper can be devastating. With Creeper, with the Keeper you can creep very, very well, of course, with Treants. And that helps, of course. Might help with future pushes. And this Mercenary Campman, I love it. If you have this Poison Assassin against ghouls, that might lead to way more kills. Plus Entangle. I don't see a bright future for ghouls if this goes through. Part of the question is also, will 1-0 expand or not? It's usually not his game.
It used to be for a long time. 1-0, and Labia, of course, used to do this all the time. Now the Acolyte scouts this. Okay, what's the DK gonna do? No skull, just the skellies. Oh, Wisp almost had the perfect detonate timing here. Only gets one skelly though, seeing the DK approaching. If the DK is coming, you don't want to creep this big camp, but rather take your time, go for a smaller one maybe. And now both players reacting to each other's scouting and movement.
Lightning Shield creep, nice. Don't see that too often. That's the shot gone, and it's an instant circlet as well for more firepower. And we gotta say, this was
Deny.
a nice idea by LAWLIET, but at the moment he's just running around in circles, didn't get anything done yet. Very, very lucky for him that 1-0 was not careful enough with the Lightning Shield.
I feel like players aren't all super used to Lightning Shield creeping anymore. Too bad we don't have Amazonia in the pool any longer, if you ask me. Yeah, this is bad for the DK. This is going to be greatly delayed on level 2.
Players' forces are under attack.
Nobody here with a perfect start. A little bit shaky. Big tournament, big money, big prestige. We attack instead on both sides. A little bit behind. The ghouls are, of course, at every stage of the game super oppressive. But without Unholy Aura, might be caught, as now, after this creep spot, LAWLIET will be level 2.
I think LAWLIET's again playing a very good early game. We'll see if that continues on throughout the mid and late game. He's making sure he doesn't expose himself too much to a creepjack. The DK is always scouting, always looking to punish that Merc camp. LAWLIET will creep at some point. question is just when exactly. 120 wants to know precisely the answer to that question. And yeah, he is scouting continuously super well with the ghouls, with the, or rather with the Acolyte, Skellies, Crystal Ball, everything.
Okay. Yo, Mr. Rain, thank you for the gift sub. Much appreciated, much love. We are finally now creeping the mercenary camp. Huge spot, huge XP. The assassin that we talked about. And a little bit of a real crystal ball, man. Double charges here. And that is, again, the steal. Hurts, but we got a big mana here. That's a lot of entangle.
And there's an expansion coming up, by the way. Tree of Life over at the lab with the Keeper normally. You have to play 2 base. Not really competitive on 1 base in the late game. Keeper in general, as many people have been saying, one of them hasn't been looking too strong lately. But even before the Keeper started looking weaker in other matchups, against Undead first, he started looking less and less playable because of how hard he gets countered by Destroyers. Doesn't matter if it's Entangle or if it's Treants. Destroyers will always put a quick end to the Keeper's effectiveness, so something else has to take over. Another hero, mass units, expansions, because the Keeper cannot really be relied on too much in the late game.
Very curious if LAWLIET is trying to go Hippo Riders to force 120 into an air battle where the Keeper can shine with Thorns Aura. We don't have a Hunter Soul, so it should be Ancients of Wind, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Hippo Riders versus Undead. LAWLIET, a creative genius at times, ahead of the curve sometimes. And 120, not really a Garg player, but do you, in this day and age, want to play Fiends versus Keeper? Tricky situation for 120 now.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to see the strat all the time. Mass air against Fiends. Back then, Keeper and many things for the Night Elf. Also, you know, Acid Bomb, Alchemist seemed to look stronger. It seemed like Undeads back then became really good against this style. Mass Fiends, lots of kiting, Destroyers and so on. Dual hero only. Keeper now in trouble, by the way. Gonna have to TP just in time.
And the deny on the ghoul as well. Yeah, since it's 120, I would also expect the Fiend transition, and we see that. Rally point still in the base, there we go. And of course we, like, unlike the mass air times, we have a Wand of Negation now against the Entangles, which is really hard. For the Night Elf, of course, if the Entangle gets dispelled. Hippo Riders, maybe Fairy Dragons, big map, maybe we're not even going for fights. Maybe we're just going for economy arrest.
Keeper might be going that direction as we speak. Full mana heading towards the Undead main base, killing Acolytes, very painful during the tech. The tech is almost finished. Keeper has to make sure to get away here soon enough, because of course he's low HP, Coil Nova could be painful.
Well, Keeper as it is. Take the Acolyte off the grid during the attack. You don't want to lose any Acolytes. There should be an economy advantage for LAWLIET in a second. Nice coil, nice saves, good micro, good defenses. Also 120 expecting that. Responding with the staff to be able to heal. But that is time for the Expo to root, to entangle. And we go fairies and hunters also. It's not just mass hippos. It is a response, I guess, to Fiends. If you go Gargs, you can continue to build the hippos, which looks kind of fine then later. But Fairy Dragons needs upgrades and LAWLIET needs time.
And needs levels very badly on this Demon Hunter. This might be enough for 3, which is really good. Finds the flute, really nice. And he has got a Ring of Regen, which is going to be really helpful as well. Of course, he doesn't have Bear Reju, so healing is going to be a rarity, most likely. This item is going to help quite a bit. We'll have to see even more on the demon. Some circlets, some rings, some invo potions. Going to need some of those surely later on. And we have a little bit of a supply lead on the Night Elf, which he certainly is going to need playing against this Fiend army.
Flute, awesome as well. Nice awareness of this rat spot this time, when scouting and timings were not in his favor on map 1. This time it all looks a little bit better. 120 also with the skeleton. It's kind of curious that we don't see any creep jacks here, neither with the Demon Hunter nor with the Keeper. This is of course all fragile. We only have a staff tally. It feels like LAWLIET is a bit inactive right now, but of course we know he's cooking.
Creeping up just a little bit more. He knows the push for 1-0 is going to come at some point. So 1-0 is taking his time so far. He's going for a Naga third. Okay. Not very useful at all against the fairies, but really good against the Demon Hunter still.
Well, well, well. Ambush is coming. Tier 3 on the way. Web as well. Is this Night Elf army strong enough? This unorthodox. He can't dodge the coil just a split second. Here we go. Ancient of War was supposed to help you in the defense. That's not the case. Moonwell might finish though. LAWLIET muscling up, but I mean, that's as many muscles as I have in my arms.
Got the staff finally relocating with that shop. When you get webbed, you gotta take the fight. Can you take the fight? What's the target's gonna be? Going for the DK is not the right one, that's for sure. Going for the ghouls now instead. Sometimes we saw Night Elves going for the fiends immediately, ignoring the ghouls. That's gonna be the attempt now, it seems. Very important for the Demon Hunter to also get the burns in to limit the coils. Without boots of speed, it's hard for him to get in the right spot.
Entangled, still good though. There is no wand of negation. There is surely potential for more. But mana is looking dire. This Ancient of War was excellent against the Fiends. Another Entangle. We need some kills for the level, but 1-0's DK positioning for once. Oh, wait a second. Was that just a mistake? Info potion. No, Lich was ready. Staff as well. Great sequence. The Naga dies eventually. It didn't even see where that happened.
Maybe denied her to the creeps. Low HP. She's gonna be back quickly. Demon Hunter is trying to heal as much as he can. Moonjuice now looking bone dry. Almost. It's gonna turn nighttime fairly soon, but LAWLIET has to hold now with all that he can.
Well, well, well. This is not much left for 1-0 here. Ghouls might be on rotation. Ancient in position once again. How fast can you get these fairy dragons up? The Rainbow Armada is not Nova-able, is not coilable. That's their biggest asset, of course, even though they don't do too much damage. Wisp block, LAWLIET with the first little micro move here. But yeah, with mana this low, you have to choose your entangled targets carefully.
Speaking of mana low, another good mana burn. LAWLIET is making this hold work pretty well so far. Fiend Burrow coming in though, saving that Fiend as well. LAWLIET has to put a Wisp at the lab to make sure he has the reveal.
Demon in trouble, might need an info potion. He's actually not in trouble, he has the potion, but he's getting out burrowed, that's for sure. Staff necessary! Demon Hunter not part of that fight anymore. The burrows are amazing! There is a Demon Hunter going to the lab, I think, if he cleans this up. There we go! Can he get the kills? He did so much damage! Reward yourself!
Got two Fiends right there, almost a statue as well. Now it's time to fall back. Fiend comes out of the ground, getting entangled immediately. The Destroyer spell is of course gonna be there. Another unit goes down, that's a Hippo Rider. That's 4 supply falling. LAWLIET still struggling to be above 50.
Well, he's surely more above 50 than 1-0 is. 40% gold increase right now with LAWLIET breaking upkeep. Time to recover. Nighttime. I think it's artificial nighttime, right?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be natural nighttime pretty soon. LAWLIET's still working more on upgrades. He's gonna have 2-0 soon on the fairies. It's not bad at all. Demon Hunter healing up a little bit more with the Moonwells and that Ring of Regen, dude. This Ring of Regen is an incredible item in this kind of a game.
1-0 losing a statue to the creeps. Whoopsie. That hurts. No double regen at the moment. Gotta micro that. We got Mana Shield, by the way, on 1-2-0. That means no Fork Lightning. For Hero Focus, makes life of a Demon Hunter a little bit easier.
Looking for reinforcements right now. He doesn't have Ultra Vision. Could upgrade that maybe for a bit of vision advantage there as well. And trying to set up a flank right now, coming in from behind, possibly.
Off we go. We have also... Oh, we have Nature's Blessing. Wisps in position. We line everything up. Heal scroll available. Reveal now and off we go. To the Naga who fell before. Demon Hunter down to 50%. Aiming for the Destroyer to take care of that goddamn Dispel that's ruining every fight so far. The body
getting blocked by the Ancient of War. They're very fast still moving out of there. Lich left behind. He's not part of the group maybe at the moment. Demon Hunter low HP as well. Has a heal potion still. Gonna use that right here. And of course tickle damage from the fairy dragons always. So it takes a long time to bring down these targets.
That's the price to pay for magic immunity, innit? Statue saved by 120 Demon. Oh, the one of the win! Amazing play by 120. He just got the item from the red spot, and that ruins the Demon Hunter. No staff possible, no heal scroll possible, but the Demon died with the potion. That is maybe a bit too much focus on that keeper. Still neck and neck fight here again, situation as it was before. So much damage, but so little kills.
Matters back to the tavern, got the heal potion still to be used. Keeper now, he's the one, low HP, pass the potion, maybe, trying to, can't do it. And that's the second hero kill, more experience for the undead heroes. Demon now left by himself, no boots, can he get away? He's getting slowed down a little bit. 442 hero levels, Cyclone up in the air, 120 looking for the dieback.
There's a tele staff, we have no destroyer anymore. Is the staff working? It's not! We got a nuke out last second. What a brilliant game by LAWLIET it was, but this is eventually being decided by hero kills once again. We had a dieback before that was expensive, and now you're playing StarCraft, Brother Joe.
Extremely expensive here to get these heroes back. Waiting for, no, not waiting for the keeper. Goes for the double buyback.
Player's forces
It's
are
3 tavern buybacks in very short succession. LAWLIET, in fact, still has the supply lead. He also killed lots of fiends, but he didn't kill, what he almost couldn't kill, was the heroes. That's the big advantage here for the undead. Undead very good at hero focusing and killing. Night Elf a lot less so.
Expo still standing. The Lion's still mining. 120 is having a tough time recovering an army because he's constantly forced into potions, items, scrolls. So his heroes are alive because the heroes are the backbone of this army. Staff ready. Careful enough now.
Mass repair from the Wisps. Could be easily sniped at the moment. The Fairy Dragons are flying in. Demon trying to heal in the main base. He's back on full HP. He's almost level 4. Gonna be a nice level up to have as well. But the shooting gallery seemingly against these Fairy Dragons right now.
The Engine of War is a wonderful damage dealer if in range. 120 has to micro against that. Mana burn on the statue, always a good sign. 50-50 fight. Usually with this Fairy Dragons, you need a supply lead. Of course, if you invest 1,000 gold into heroes, then creating an army ain't that easy. Entangle, focus, destroyer out of the picture, but the coil is ready. Mana burn maybe a little late. He gets this one though. And it is remarkable that LAWLIET is still in this game after the double kill.
Nice burn before the staff out. DK now low on mana, but that Sobi Mask gonna give him mana pretty quickly. Huge value on the Sobi Mask this game. Lots of kills on these Fairy Dragons as well, with the Demon staffing back into the fight. Using another mana burn. There's just so little damage in the Night Elf army now.
Staff's on cooldown. LAWLIET might be struggling here. Level up is great. Eats another nuke. Can he save it? 5 seconds? No chance, man. The 4th hero kill might just be a little bit too much. Great strategy. Great attempt. Bringing back a strategy from the 2020s, which is also an approach that Moon did yesterday, actually. By bringing the Keeper Huntress back. But then in the fights, man, usually as a big League of Legends player, LAWLIET is one of the best in the hero control, but he's also one of the players who flies too close to the sun sometimes. And then Icarus got his wings burned.
I love that movie so much.
No,
Jack
Pain,
Black
Pain is weakness leaving the body. Sorry. The other one doesn't make sense at all.
So it is the Fire Lord. You were right on the money. By far the most popular first tavern hero right now in the meta. Multiple matchups, especially Night Elves seem to like it quite a bit. Tree of Life is up. We're seeing more Wisp production. Of course, when you're going for this build, you're going to be pretty late on the Ancient of War. So we gotta wait a while for the archers.
Yep. We got some fiery archers basically in the lava spawn. Very conservative with the mana thus far. 120 contesting the middle. Now we got the spawn. Can it split?
And what about the detonates? 120 here, nicely keeping them out of range. Another Wisp comes in. Firelord though just right-clicking them down so far.
Yeah, I like that he's not overcommitting. Sometimes 120 has these super fast snaps around and then your TP is gone and then you're basically dead. don't want to detonate against yourself, because Firelord has a pretty low mana pool and lava spawns are super expensive. This is all a little shaky, but it's all time for the expo.
Question is, when are you going to be able to creep that thing? With more archers, perhaps you're going to be able to.
Guys,
So
you need
far,
to use your balance influence for more evil.
Expansion
Why
is
don't
still
rules
pretty
of
far
disease
from
cloud?
mining. The DK, of
Ton.
course, is enjoying lots of mana in this early game, having to fear no mana burn. And the first lava spawn not splitting, not the most impact so far. Oh, Firelord
Player's forces are
narrowly
under
dodges
attack.
that surround.
Okay, pretty good. Counter by 120. He talked about cheese-proofness. Looking really, really nice. Like an entire wheel of Parmigiano. Now, can we get the surrounds in? Looks good. We have dust as well, so Shadow Melt doesn't do anything. Maybe screw with the target fire a little bit. Still, we have to wait for that lava spawn to split. Thank you, Xaxeth, for the sub, and we'll take that advice to heart.
One archer goes down. It's not a big deal, really. Just a single archer, but there was a little bit of a worrying sign. Did you catch it, chat? When LAWLIET tried to move the archer out of the surround after the dust, he didn't just move the archer, he moved the whole group. So he tried to move the archer away by microing the whole group and not just the archer. That is a little bit of a novice mistake, to be honest. I hope he's going to be microing better for the rest of this game. He's now trying to creep this expansion, getting the first ghoul kill, and lava spawns beginning to split.
What's up with the rest of the ghouls so far? We arrive on tier 2. Wonder if it's a Naga then. Naga pressure. Ghoul falling. More summons here. Looks like LAWLIET can stabilize a little bit. Not without an archer kill. But it's 2.5 DK. We've seen this worse.
1-0 is rushing tier 3. Not going for the counter expo game. Doesn't want to take this ultra late. He's going to be going for a decision sooner rather than later. Last hit steal here seems now impossible with the lava spawn securing. Level 2 increases the damage quite a bit with the incinerate.
Right on. And that is a little gift from the trolls. Happy belated birthday, Brother Joe, Brother LAWLIET. A couple of these lava... Oh, they all expired at the same time. Whoops. That's a drop in power spike. Shout out, by the way, for bringing the wisps for that repair. That was essential for this hold. LAWLIET fighting for survival in the upper bracket. Trolls are not only gifting presents to LAWLIET, but also taking care of these whips. It's a messy situation.
Yeah, lots of losses for sure. Firelord, he's still holding the skill point, by the way. He's trying not to go incinerate to have soulburn.
Soulburn can be
questionable. Right now, it's all about stabilizing.
Can be really, really good if you can prevent a coil with that down the road. Stabilizing
It's even
here.
better if you can save 4 archers by going incinerate.
You've been... It's been a decade of incinerate hate from you, okay? Well, to be honest, it's also a decade of incinerate... of soulburn hate. Don't tell people what to do with the Firelord.
I think I have to, because this was a mistake. This cost him way too much. More archers went down than necessary. And now he is having less tempo than he could have had. But he's looking for the Naga kill. And with his own Naga attempting to get in range. Nice block here with a DK. Naga turns around. Okay, 1-0 responds with his own mistake. Loses the Naga. Although with an eye. Fiends now being targeted next. As tier 3 is right around the corner.
So is the Naga. It doesn't take that much time. 1-0 seems to be in a little bit of trouble here. We still know, of course, that the big push is coming. But LAWLIET looking 10 feet tall right now. We do have the Soulburn. You can't save anything right now. There is no mana anyway. The right click's looking fine. Now Black Citadel is finished. Soulburn wasn't there when he popped that potion. How much damage can we do here? Can we wreck 1-0 in his own base?
Nope, we absolutely cannot, because there was a mana potion and easy saves, and that was way overchased. That was 3 archers dying in the main for no good reason. LAWLIET lost way too many archers this game. He's rushing tier 3. Ooh. This is super greedy. Safer play would be Mass Dryad tier 2 expansion.
Forces are under attack.
This is stretching the riskiness.
Save Schmave is the philosophers say. Against this, you might have to take a couple of risks, and we also go Ancients of Wind again. That's a combo that I did not expect. We go Talons, boys! Here, that is a strategy that, I mean, not with this hero combo, but during older days of Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup, DICE tried to play Mass Talons versus Happy. That did look really, really cool sometimes on Autumn Leaves. Almost got the win here. And of course, Happy, absolute beast against Night Elf at all times. Is that fast enough? Can you nuke that with Fork Lightning Nova? Is it for Crows? Is it for Cyclone? What's it gonna be?
Forces are under attack.
LAWLIET right now trying to creep as fast as he can. He's over at the shop. Probably gonna need a TP pretty soon, as the expansion is getting attacked. But first, it's not the expansion, it's the Moonwells. And losing Moonwells also would be really annoying. They're being remade by LAWLIET, but these two Moonwells seem to be going down for sure.
Well, they did the job and helping hold that expansion. We are on the right-hand side. We might need to rebuild them. Yes, tier 3 only halfway done. We should have Crows. I always love the Fairy Fire, of course. Maybe for the hero focus, maybe just to diminish some units. 120 is getting around about 360 gold here from this ambush, but LAWLIET doesn't care. He rich.
He's using quite a bit of mana for the Fairy Fire here against the creeps, so Talons aren't going to have that much left over. Nice thing for the Talons, of course, is they can have decent magic damage against heavy armor like the ghouls, and then great piercing damage also if they go into air mode. Crows against destroyers. Against fiends, though, they do very poorly normally, so that's going to be a tough part of the puzzle. Also, keeping the expansion alive should be part of the puzzle normally, but LAWLIET just gives it up.
That's very curious. No repair whatsoever, not even an attempt. There was enough money for TP. Decided not to do it as the army isn't up just yet. Firelord, Naga, Keeper. That's the combo.
Wow. Okay. Style points for sure. Triple range hero. Could be dual, maybe even triple orb. Mass Talons.
If you don't have enough Dispel, that's terrifying to play against a lot of Cyclone.
Really cool. Okay. How is that gonna look in the late game fights here is the question. Oh, sick item for the Firelord. Claws plus 12. Here we go. Great right clicker. Firelord, one of the very best right clickers, ranged right clickers in the game. He's gonna have an orb soon as well, I would imagine.
And a bit of safety as well with the ring, with the potions, with the scrolls. Would love to see staffs, of course, as well. But now that the expo is gone, can't afford everything. We are rebuilding that expansion on the spot. So in around 2 minutes, we're going to have that expansion update again. We do the red spot there as well. We keep on farming. We keep on teching. LAWLIET stays in no upkeep. Master training done. And the Talons are gathering mana.
Yeah, the big concern is if the Nova, Fog Lightning, Fiend Fire hits the Talons, how long are they going to, you know, be able to survive? But this is pretty cool. There's so many things you have to dispel. There's Fairy Fire, there's Soulburn, there's Lava Spawn, there's Entangle. How many destroyers do you need? It seems like a whole lot.
Yeah, and if there's destroyers, you can just crow form move and snipe them out of the air, ideally. Is this enough then? We got Entangled for the control. Destroyer marching forward. This might... Oh, 2 destroyers. Might be a mixed army of Talons and Crows on the ground. We don't have Mark of the Claw yet, but we got a nasty, nasty Nova.
I wonder also if you should be spreading them, you know, some on the ground, some in the air. Oh, but the kiting here is so good. And there's no mana burn to reduce the mana on the Naga and the Lich. You can just kite them all day and throw out those nukes. Maybe could have been spread a little bit better, those Crows, but it's hard to do. LAWLIET now far on the enemy side of the map.
Oh, focus on the DK. Focus on the DK. We have a TP. Soulburn for a little bit of damage over time. Heal scroll ready. Soulburn, not enough for the damage. Crows marching forward. There is a little bit of web. We got Cyclone now in the mix as well. LAWLIET thinking back to the last map where Cyclone killed him. Now he's turning that around and kills 120 with Cyclone. Or does he? Oh no!
Hero's still alive. That's the most important thing. Except for the Firelord. He's dead with the Fog Lightning. But what about the Lich? Almost dead as well. 1 of mana stealing. LAWLIET is looking for the kill, chasing with these talents, but he's not very fast. Undead Army clearly faster, fighting on Blight. Not great for the Night of right now, with the Naga in serious trouble as well.
Oh, can he chase somehow? This is so close, man. The healing is there. The Lich is doing good again. The web over and over and over again. Fairy Fire, of course, beautiful, but doesn't matter when you don't have follow-up. Damage is the question. Destroyer taken out, finally. Lava Spawn still raging. The Fire Lord not being rebuilt just yet. Might aim for a Tavern Revive.
Still a bunch of webs on these crows, though. It's going to be 3 more kills here. Or maybe only 2. Okay, I guess that's a little bit better. Lava Spawn picked off next. This was a lot of experience for the Undead Heroes. We got 4-3-3 now.
But the expansion for LAWLIET is up again. Big value shift here as LAWLIET lost a lot. He's still at 50 though. I expected him to be way, way, way lower. Talent's fast to rebuild, rather cheap to rebuild. The Expo started mining. Can he hold it this time? Problem is, of course, if you rebuild talents, they start with not so much mana.
Town is under siege. A player's forces
Double
are
shop
under
here,
attack.
interesting for LAWLIET as well. Could go for mass moonstones and also
Mass
orbs. Triple orb of venom now.
Fighting for survival is LAWLIET. He's facing the lower bracket. One more map loss is the lower bracket versus Kaho. Soul burn on the Naga. Interesting. Condom on the Fire Lord. No staff. Not sharp enough. Focus was maybe somewhere else. Destroyer out now. Keeper and Naga have to carry this. And let's be honest, there is a lot of damage on these fiends and they can't burrow this time.
Yeah, Naga level 4 is pretty strong. Late on the staff. If he has the staff there in time, might have been a different story. Destroyer now being chased again by the talents, some of them being webbed. Big fog lightning, huge damage. No status at the moment for the healing.
Silence, 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 but the talents are falling left and right. The value of these lava spawns is reduced quite a bit. We don't have a statue in this fight for 1-2-0. Power is limited. Fiends are hurt. No natural regen. Everything that 1-2-0 has is at max 50%. Can we bring the Fire Lord back at some point? Can we hold this Expo? There might be one nuke to work with for the 1-2-0. He's using that on the Wisp, but it's not enough to stop the entire repair. Fiends are falling so quick.
Cyclone again, Dispel again. Dispel now on cooldown. Keeper in trouble. Staff pass! Again, too slow. LAWLIET today, too slow on it. Many things, to be honest. Trying to get that kill, doesn't quite. And the coil on the Naga. Now he's close to losing another hero with the enemy Naga just barely getting away.
Oh no, Frostmourne hungers. Is he fast enough this time? Sapper Zeppelin, no! What a heartbreaking match for LAWLIET. He came so close so many times, but eventually 1-2-0 in every 50-50 situation has the better 50. He should do coin flip gambling today, if you ask me.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't sound mean or anything, but he's looking like a senior citizen today. There are so many moments where he's just simply too slow. On every map.
That was the end of the story. 1-0 plowing through the winner bracket quarterfinal with 3-0. A lot of creativity here by LAWLIET, as so often. There is, of course, desperate times, desperate measures when you don't win against the top undead for over a year, stuff like that, or for 10 months, stuff like that. Comes out of desperation, and there was so much potential. If there's a little bit more speed, if there's a little bit more crispiness, if there's 50% less hero focuses, then 1 or 2 maps go to LAWLIET.